Hello campers, welcome to another day learning at camp. Miss Pierre here to teach you more reading, and we have our standard here, RI 1.1. The standard sounds really familiar, okay? Ask and answer questions about key details in non-fiction text, okay? The last standard that you saw that looked like this was not non-fiction, it was just in a regular fictional story. And in a few minutes, we're gonna learn what non-fiction text looks like. Okay, so when we're reading, we wanna find the main idea, which is what the story is mostly about. And then we also wanna find out the details. We wanna look for at least 3 details that support the main idea, that back it up. Okay, so asking and answering helps us figure out more information about the text. Now let's move on to nonfiction text. What is it? Okay, nonfiction text tells us about something real. Okay, fiction is fake, nonfiction is real. Nonfiction will be a real story with the real pictures. Okay, it includes true facts and often has real life photographs. It includes text features such as captions, headings, and labels, and it teaches you something. Now, nonfiction can be about people, can be about animals, which we're gonna talk more about this week because it is Animal Week. Hobbies, plants, science, history, sports, and cultures. Okay, so now we can tell if a story is fiction or nonfiction just based on the title. So I have a pile of titles here, and we're gonna see if the title is nonfiction or fiction, just by the way it's written. Okay, the first one we have here, Tangled, a horse and a hero, something that we read last week. Now, is this a nonfiction story or is it a fictional story? Nonfiction would be real and fiction would be a fake story. Okay, Tangled we know is not a real person. It is a make-believe character. So we can already say that this is a fictional story. The Bravest Dog Ever, the true story of Balto. Okay, the title already tells us that it's a true story. So immediately we already know that Balto is a real character. He's gonna be a real dog that's being talked about. Okay, so that one would be in nonfiction. Next one, All About Bears. Okay, so this one is going to also be nonfiction. It's going to be real because it's information about bears. Okay, maybe it's going to be talking about polar bears, maybe panda bears, bears that live in the woods. Okay, so all about bears. Okay, The Lion and the Mouse. Okay, this story might sound familiar to you because I read it to you last week, and then we also watched the video on Zoom. Okay, and on Zoom I told you that the story is a fable. And fables, because they include talking animals, they're never going to be real. Okay, so this right here is a fictional story. The Three Little Bears. It's a story we hear all the time. Okay, we know that this story is make-believe, so yes, it will be fiction. How to Trap a Mouse. Okay, so this How to Trap a Mouse is going to be telling us how to trap a mouse maybe in a house or maybe at a school. Okay, so it's going to be nonfiction, which is real, teaching us how to do something. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Okay, not only is this a book, but it is also a show that we watch. And this show is a cartoon show, right? And we know cartoons are not real characters. So yes, this would be a fictional story. Planet of the Apes. Okay, so we talked about planets last week during Zoom, and we learned that planets, the only planet that has life would be Earth. So now if we have a story talking about planets of only apes, we know that's going to be false. It's going to be fiction. All about planets. Okay. Now, if it's a book teaching us about planets such as Mercury, Venus, Mars, Earth, we know that it's going to be a true story because those things are real life things. And again, nonfiction stories always include, well, usually include real life pictures. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. And remember to always believe in yourself, and I will see you tomorrow.